Hi guys, I'm here with Niko Schlierkamp, who just made it to the top 32 of the European Championship 2019 with Salamangreat. So Niko had a really good start into the season by winning the 200s YCS in the same city, and he continued the season and finished 10th in the world's ranking, and now he finished off with a top 32 placement.
Yeah, I played Salamangreat because I think it's the most not consistent, but it's not that vulnerable against interruption as Thunder Dragon is sometimes with bad hands, and people are not oversighting against Salamangreat like they are against Thunder Dragons, basically with Lanciers, Lockbirds, Sanctums, Dweller, and yeah, Strikers just bad. Yeah, that's why I picked Salaman. 3 Gazelle obviously, 3 Foxy, also obvious. Only 2 Spinny. I didn't like 3 Spinny because opening multiples is pretty bad. And yeah, it didn't feel like you need that many Salamans because your worst hands are actually too many Salamans. I think no Salamans are fine as long as you have Phantasme or a few interruptions because you have a lot of top decks like Foxy, Gazelle, Mining, Circle. 1 Jaguar, I don't think you need to in this deck because even if this is Shard Cannon or Call by the Grave, you don't have the resources to go for a second one usually. So yeah, 1 Falco, 1 Foul. You have to play Foul. I don't know why some people don't play it. And 3 Buffalo, I think you either have to play Buffalo or Desires, and I think Desires is not very good in this deck because it banishes a lot of resources. And it forces you to play bad ratios like Double Jack. Shoutouts to Brian. And Buffalo's just great for draw power, and so you end up on more cards in general. Then 3 Phantasma, obvious 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, and 2 Ogre. It's actually decent in the mirror, at least going second, and it's very good against Striker, obviously, and especially against Thunder. I didn't have I had only had 2 Striker, 2 Thunder, but it was still pretty fine, I think. But even the mirror, it pretty much secures your opponent is not opening Dweller, which is by far the worst thing that you can have. Then for the spells, 1 Sanctuary, 3 Circle, 3 Mining. I think you need 3 Mining for consistency, and it gives you Dweller access a lot more often. So I also don't see why you would play 2. 1 Will. This didn't come up too often, but the games it came up, I would have lost 100% without it, so I think I would keep it in. It's pretty nice to, you have no option to play through Dweller otherwise, and with this you just borrow the Dweller, take it with Gazelle and any Salaman.
So did you ever have to search it with Gazelle or just have it as a top deck hard draw?
I think I searched it against Pendulum once against Pendulum once, and in top 64 I used it in 2 out of 3 games, so and out of that I didn't really search it, but it was fine to hard draw. But yeah, it's not 100% needed, but it won me 1 or 2 matches I would have lost without it. And you can pretty much loop it with Wolf and Falco, so that's pretty nice.
It's for sure better than something like Called by the Grave or Cosmic Cyclone, because it's an engine card.
No spell, no Cosmic Cyclone or anything main deck, because I think Striker's not that popular, and also not that scary in my opinion. I think the matchup is pretty fine in general. If you scoot, as long as you're not wasting time losing game 1, 30 minutes or something, and then you just lose in time. You have to scoop early if you see you're not winning. No Fusion of Fire, because I think this deck OTKs a lot without Fusion. Just Heat Leo, reeling some Heat Leo, and just target your only 1 or something. It's already 46, you don't need Fusion. I really like the card, but I don't think it's needed at the moment. Then 1 Raw, with 2 Rage, 3 Impermanence, and 1 Trap Trick. Basically the other guys played 3 Rage, but I thought that maining 1 Trap Trick instead of the 3rd Rage is more flexible, because you can also go for Impermanence. And it gives you 1 more spot in the side deck, because you don't have to side 2 Trap Trick.
Yeah, so the other guys were siding 2 Trap Trick and main decking 3 Rage, but you decided to cut 1 side deck slot.
Honestly, Rage was great. I wouldn't have minded 3+ Trap Trick in the main deck actually, but I don't know what to cut, so I think.
So did it ever come up for you that you had to discard Trap Trick with Foxy or Silent Mining and couldn't access it anymore?
It never came up. I never revealed it off Foxy or something, and I never had to discard it. But actually, my opponent used Foul, or one opponent used Foul and one used Twin Twister on it, so it was pretty useful. But I think going on, I would try to fit in the third rage, I think, for something. I don't know what, but there has to be something. And yeah, Impermanence is just very good, except for Striker. Then for the extra deck, 3 Banelings, obviously, 3 Wolf, 2 Heat Leo, 1 Heater, 1 Phoenix. You can't cut this. Like, some people cut this, but if you don't play this and your opponent has mine and leaves 1 Striker Link face up, you can't clear the mine. It's just like, it doesn't get you anywhere. With Phoenix, you have Phoenix as an option, can go for Foxy afterwards. So I think this is definitely needed, and I also did it for draws sometimes. Like in the mirror against Striker, if you're pretty desperate, you can just go for this and basically just draw a card and look if it's getting any better. Borrowload, you need this for will and against big Striker to take the links. Like this is mandatory. 2 Stelio, I think also think to definitely mandatory. It just lets you play more greedy in the, especially in the grind game. If you don't have to recycle this, you can recycle Wolf instead, and that's like playing another Wolf most of the time. 1 Dweller. I did play a second one, which is pretty nice in the mirror, but I had to cut it for Trispana. I'll show the reason in the side deck. And I actually made this for 2 OTKs, like normally.
Did you ever win in time with just Rainer's burn damage?
No, I didn't. I OTK'd twice with this burn damage. Like, once with the attack and once with the burn damage. But, yeah, didn't came up in time. I only was in time once, I think, against Striker. Then side deck 3 Lancia against Orcust and Thunder. Should be standard. 3 Lockbird against Thunder, because this is the most impactful card against Thunder probably. And it's great against Striker if you go like close to time. So you have ways to like stop him from going for kinda plus a lot of back rows, because you can just like maybe gain 100 life points, but you still get a battle phase and he can't really interrupt you. And it's also good against Pendulum. Then 3 Twin against like most bad decks.
Hey, don't speak to all guys like that.
Then yeah, the second trap trick together with Sanctums and Scythe. For the mirror, Thunder going first, Pendulum going first, whatever. Because you need cards like this that don't lose against Denko, because you can flip in center phase, and you can also, because Thunder is setting Gamma, and many people were holding it for a Scythe, like what I heard. So you can chain block it if you just summon it in the Wolf zone, you just go chaining 1 Scythe because it's mandatory, chaining 2 Wolf, and you can Gamma it. And then to Eradicator. This was with the Trispana against Striker and and Algergeist and things like that. You just go for just summon Trispana first turn, no other monsters, so you don't lose to draw phase super poorly. And you just Eradicator, which should win you the game in almost any scenario. So you have 4 copies with 2 trap tricks. I think it's definitely worth the spot. I didn't want to play it. Johannes told me to play it, and I wanted to play Duster instead. But it was pretty good to play this. Like I Eradicated for 11 once, and I think I wouldn't have won a lot of games with Duster instead of Eradicator.
Yeah, it's just a blowout you need.
Yeah.
So that's it. Any final words, shoutouts?
Yeah, shoutouts to the whole team, obviously. Special shoutouts to Johannes, Levin, Typhoon, and Eckert, and like all the other people I was testing with, basically.
Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more profiles, and bye. See you.